Nicely done. Okay. So, something that we don't see too often, Tactician Faris, but we have seen it, and we've seen it work well. So, this team comp right here is showing off the flexibility of Dawn Gate's metagame. Hashtag break the meta. Any one of those three shapers could have been played either Gladiator or Tactician, and you could even throw Volok in the mix as well. For the rest of it, it's as we Gladiator Mara, Tacticians Sakari, and Mina.
Two of the strongest tacticians in the game from a pure support aspect. Again, this RE team comp is all around protect the Vex. They have a ticking time bomb on their team, and they just need to wait for Vex to go off.
Yep, and it's interesting to note that a few months ago, this would have been completely unheard of. Tactician Zalgus or Tactician Faris, and now we have both in the same game. So it's showing how Dawn Gate's metagame is not only flexible, but also evolving, which I am super into. Dorfer MC saying one more quick throw so we can go to sleep. They are European. It's super late at night for them.
We do thank our European bros for hanging out and participating in this tournament and having a really good showing up until this point anyway. You know, and the viewers as well, you European viewers, we thank you for staying up late with us here for S1cknote Invitational 6. We're having a great time doing it, so we hope you guys are having a great time watching.
We love our European bros.
We do. I'm going to grab a quick drink while the teams posture in position and invade each other's jungle. I'll be right back.
All right. Shoutouts to European Dawn Gate pioneers Dalaran and Icy Pan, paving the way for the young upstarts, RE.NA. So now SG stacking in the murder bush here. Okay, Evaniscus Q comes out, nobody home though. And the two teams will pass by each other with no knowledge of where the other one is. They both may have assumed that the other team went to the other lane, but they would both be mistaken. And you can see Evaniscus still checking around here with his Q. And now SG gradually realizing, and now they know for sure.
They walk into one another. The ice lances are coming down. 8-year-old girl with a nice snapdragon. They get up the first blood, but on Volok, but then they answer in kind, taking out Kaga. Now 8-year-old girl getting down very low. The focus switches on to Punisher. Vex trying to kite with those jagged volley, and the blinks are coming out. The chain gets them another kill. They're going for a third kill on RE, forcing another blink out. Snitch getting taken out really low, but that's going to be it. So SG takes 2 kills to 1 for RE.EU.
Yep, although first blood did go to RE.EU. And it also went to Snitch. So that's very important, and with that, he was able to pick up a level 1 power to go along with his hunger. That's going to help him out in the laning phase. However, both kills for SG went to Taiga on Tactician Faris. So now, any concerns about Faris falling behind because he's on the Tactician role are null and void. Yeah. And that Faris will be doing work as soon as he goes back to buy for the first time.
Yeah, he will be able to do his job effectively as an assassin, even from the Tactician role. So that was a boon for SG there.
And you can see that Faris, he's going to kill Scipio GG there. Wow! Really nicely done. Great presence from Taiga there. Yeah, smart camera didn't want to show us what was going on, but what happened was Taiga went alone to fight Kagan 1v1 and won. Kagan got the buff, but Taiga got the kill, which is a way bigger deal.
So 3 kills now onto Faris. We're not 3 minutes into this game yet. Yeah, just really, really good game awareness, knowing that Kagan can't do much at level 1. He's going to be weak from fighting his buff without a leash. I mean, just really, really nice heads-up play.
Yep. And a Faris that gets that far ahead, that early, is a scary proposition. We can see that Taiga already has a pride, and that's going to be a nightmare to deal with in lane. And there was a game in another S1cknote Invitational. I will never forget this game. It was Bob versus SG, and a Faris got like 7 kills within like 10 minutes, and the other team just surrendered. Like, unofficial surrender. Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
That's how scary it is when a Faris gets that far ahead. And at this point, it doesn't even matter that he's a tactician. He already has his kills. He already has his item. He's good to go.
And he's in a lane against the melee gladiators, so just going to make it a real nightmare for 8-year-old girl to farm on Mara.
Yep. Taiga, giving 8-year-old girls nightmares since 2014.
That's right.
So you can see the junglers here just farming for the time being. Of course, both junglers did get a late start relative to the laners because they both died. However, Scipio GG died twice, so he's even further behind. You can see that Cuss is on his 3rd buff, while Scipio GG has not made it to his 3rd buff yet. But they both are doing the full clear, presumably in an effort to catch themselves up after getting behind early. See Rust and Taiga applying a lot of pressure, using that very early pride from Taiga to do work in this lane. However, on the other side of the map, even though Smart Camera is not showing us what's going on, we can assume that Vex is doing something similar with that early power. And Cuss doing money pigs at the moment. Soon he will be ready to go for a gank on this bottom lane, or perhaps just harass the Spirit Well, while Scipio GG is still doing his armor. And here he is, Cuss going for that gank. He knew even though Mina was out way further into the lane than Mara was, there was no point going for her as she'd just be able to jump, so he went for Mara, but Mara was very tanky and very far back. There was no potential for a kill there. So he will just move to the Spirit Well and harass that, knowing that because of where Scipio started, he is on the opposite side of the map.
Rust and Taiga just in firm control of this lane down here. Cuss clearing out the Spirit Well. SG in full control of this game. There's a big hole into Asses, though he gets walled off, and Snitch is going to pick up a kill. So Snitch has 2 kills for... Oh, man. Meanwhile, Cuss down bottom using Damnation underneath the binding. Mara using a nice blink to go over the wall. Cuss is super low. They're getting Dorfer now low. B-Rust picks up the kill there. Scipio now showing up. But Mara, meanwhile, in a fight down here, can she pick up the kill on Cuss? She does. So RE.NA still showing signs of life in this game.
Yeah. Really nice job there by SG to cycle aggro from the binding, and now here's the roam from Punisher. Taiga taking a lot of Q-sack. He's gonna get blown up here for sure. And he has been shut down. Okay, so that's shutdown gold.
Yeah, now we've got a game, boys. All those GG claims, you could put them to bed. This game is even.
Stop winning, guys. Our plan was to throw, says Dorfer MC. Well, it's an even game now, pretty much. And yeah, I was going to say, before Punisher roamed down, it was great cycling of the binding.
Oh.
Wow. Huge damage onto Snitch, despite the fact that that is Evaniscus on Tactician's Algus. I keep wanting to talk about stuff, and then more stuff happens. Guys, give me a break. Slow down. You got all night. So, things are pretty much even here. If we look at the items, big stuff coming out of Scipio GG. He already has a Form and a Might. Of course, Taiga has that Pride. Acids has picked up an early aggression, and Cuss has a Might of his own.
Another chain lands. Once Evaniscus starts to get some more levels into those Chains of Fate, the snare is going to be a little bit longer. Might allow for Desecrator to combo his CC a little bit easier.
And these offensive wards from SG are telling Cuss exactly where Scipio is. He's looking to potentially go for a gank here.
Cuss is lurking, but Punisher does have his ultimate, so he can't get too crazy with any binding dives.
Yep, and again, after the failed gank attempt, just like in bottom lane, Cuss will move to the Spirit Well where he knows he's safe because he knows Scipio is near the bottom lane. At least for now, although Scipio coming up here and Punisher doing a good job of distracting Cuss. But it looks like they'll just disengage. And yeah, Cuss was looking to be aggressive there. Of course, Vex and Sakari do not have innate escapes in their kit, but they were way too close to the binding.
Yeah. SG still applying all of the pressure in both of these lanes. Got both members of the Mortal side backed up into their binding.
Yeah, and we can see here, SG just has a much higher damage team. Everyone on their team does damage. Whereas if you look at RE.NA, there's a lot of tankiness, a lot of utility, not a ton of damage.
A mortal binding has been destroyed.
And right there, the early damage allows Taiga and Rust to take out that binding very early on in the game at 9 minutes.
They land the desecrated ground onto Snitch, but the avalanche comes down on Evaniscus, and the Shatter's enough to finish him off. Punisher picks up the kill.
I have to say,
But here's the rotate from Tyrese at V-Rust. Punisher's got to blink away. He's got no ult. Here comes Scipio, though. He might want to land a big haul here. He's moving fast. There's the big haul. Lands onto Acids. He uses desecrated ground, but he gets frozen into the heat wave. He tries to blink away, but he falls. Now, Dorfer and 8-year-old girl going in big onto Cuss over on the right. And now Taiga and V-Rust are there. They're going to pick up Dorfer, and now they're going to change their attention onto 8-year-old girl, but he goes back in onto Cuss, gets the stun. He's in there all alone. Sakari and Vex are trying to get there, but Mara's going to drop to V-Rust. Now V-Rust continuing to go in. He's chasing with the blink and the final protocol and the drain. V-Rust drops to the... Oh no, the final protocol, but the last tick of drain does pick up Vex. Punisher is all by himself underneath the binding. Will Cuss go in? Taiga wants the flashback and go with the melee access memory. You know he wants to, but he doesn't have vision. Oh, he's waiting for it. Oh, there he goes over the wall.
Uh-oh.
Punisher's now caught. Cuss has got a turn here. He's waiting for that flashback. He wants it to come off a cooldown. They got to get there, but a nice use of the wall. Oh, the laser! The laser out of nowhere! Evaniscus final chaptering Sakari. She thought she was safe.
Wow! Great play there.
That was awesome. Oh, I did not expect that out of nowhere. You just see the Tracer line up, and it was like, bye-bye, Sakari.
Yeah, no, I got pretty hyped when I saw that line. Holy crap. So great play from both teams there. Punisher doing an awesome job. He was going to live 1v2, but 1v3 was just too much.
I guess that one?
Still a pretty even game here, as long as Snitch doesn't die.
They're in on Taiga now, but Cuss is here to provide support. The damnation goes off. Splintering spines coming out of Vex, but Scipio and Dorfer and Vex were all really low, and they take all three of them out.
Oof. Rough breaks there for RE.NA. They thought they had the numbers advantage, and they most certainly did not. So really great play there from SG to come out of nowhere and turn things around.
Ooh, Sakari has a duress already, so they've got to be careful not to get snared.
And now SG starting Parasite,
Finishing
and they will
Parasite.
take it
Team
here.
has slain the parasite.
So that'll come back at 17 minutes.
I know.
And that was a level 1 Parasite, so it's just the Vim. But that Vim is pretty nice. And combined with the kill lead, that will provide SG with a pretty comfortable lead.
And they've been, harassing Spirit Wells pretty regularly up until this point, so they have that advantage going for them as well. So the econ difference definitely in favor of SG at this point. Uh-oh, but a snare on V-Rust has to use Progress Gate to escape the clutches of Mara and Sakari.
Yeah, some big items coming out here from SG. Taiga has Pride, Betrayal, and Clarity. V-Rust has Ambition and a Force. Acid's Destruction, Evaniscus, Vigor, and Duress. Cuss, Might, and Ambition. Whereas on RE side, you have Dorfer with a Force, Punisher with a Duress. I'm trying not to miss the action.
I know, me neither.
With Ambition and Force, 8-year-old girl with Vigor, and Scipio with Form, Might, and Growth. So I managed to get through it before the fight broke out, but
Scipio is here. They got to be careful of Big Haul. They don't want to get dragged down underneath that binding.
And we saw this in an earlier game today. It's a 4v4 in one lane, while 2 people are split pushing in the other lane, and that's Vex versus Desecrator.
There's the big haul. It lands on S1cknote. He's going to drop the damnation from Cuss. The avalanche from Sakari. They're going in. SG still trying to give chase underneath the binding. The final protocol is off. It will drop Mara. They're now going. Oh, Firas goes aggressive underneath the binding, chasing after Scipio and Punisher, but I think they're going to be able to escape thanks to some nicely timed blinks.
Yeah, RE.NA needs a pain so badly, and they have 2 forces. You know they're building toward it, but SG is just applying a ton of pressure before RE.NA can get that pain. And it is doing work.
Chat just got to the point where S1cknote lasered Punisher from halfway across the map and responding as I would expect.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Immortal binding has been destroyed.
Oh, Tyrese
still no pain here. Still no pain, but Cuss's ult is down. Oof. It was a nice ult from Scipio there with the hook. He blew up S1cknote, but he died for his trouble.
Cuss caught out a little bit here by Scipio, Vex, and Sakari. There, they wall him off. He's got nowhere to run to. He's got nowhere to go. But the laser comes out, and Acid's doing work too as well. And they're going to take out Vex here. I think he's going to drop. Yeah, he does. S1cknote follows it up with a blink chain. They're going to chase Mara down. Can Acids get her? Can he get her? She avoids. Oh, no! She blinked back into it. He got knocked up. I don't really know what happened there. That looked really weird.
That was pretty wacky. Oh, Scipio needs to get out of dodge here. I don't know what he's doing.
He got
Leave!
chained. Run away! The great riff!
Oh, no.
He's tanky, though.
S1cknote has no ult.
Tyrese is... Oh, no! Scipio's getting surrounded, and he will drop.
Yeah, I don't know what Scipio was doing there. I'm going to go ahead and call that a brain fart. He was fighting with S1cknote when S1cknote was near full health, and Scipio was almost dead. So Dorfer's wish is coming true. A little bit of throwing here on the part of RE.NA. And now SG will claim yet another binding.
The spirit team.
And with that one, RE.NA only has their tier 3 bindings left, whereas SG has all of theirs. So a pronounced advantage in terms of map control, in terms of kills, in terms of items, in terms of levels. SG has everything going for them right now, and it'll take a miracle for RE.NA to come back in this one. One small glimmer of hope is that RE.NA finally has that pain on Vex, who will be hitting everyone as a result of his ult. So Cuss will no longer be immortal in these fights, but is it too little too late? Snitch is going to need more than just that to carry the game.
Yeah, Snitch got off to a good start, but SG's done a nice job of holding him down since then. SG just with a lot of items coming out now. Faris has a Betrayal and a Ruin to go along with his pride. Rust has his Justice, a Pain, and an Ambition. Acids has his Destruction and a Might. S1cknote has Prosperity and Duress. Cuss has his Decay and the Ambition. So a lot of good items coming out for SG.
S1cknote is taking a calculated risk there and going very deep to place that offensive ward, but it paid off that time, and now SG will move on to Parasite again. And that's going to be a level 2 Parasite, so SG will have the buff to go along with the Vim. And now they're going to go on to Scipio here.
But they got to be careful. A nice recast of Flashback for Tyrese.
So SG will almost assuredly 5-man siege here with the Parasite buff. And Snitch is going to need to join his team. He wants to farm, he wants to split push, but with the Parasite buff and all 5 people from SG down here, he needs to rotate, and he does. Although SG pushing and pulling, moving Taiga into the top lane now. And is it going to be a 1v1? Wow, okay. Taiga fires off the ult, and Snitch will live. but he'll be so low that he'll have to go back. So actually,
a lot of CC coming down bottom, but the final chapter I think hit Mina on the jump out or something. It looked like he was going for Scipio. Taiga meanwhile flies over the wall, drops down the drain, but Punisher with a nice dispel. Meanwhile, Cuss using Damnation underneath that binding, trying to drop it. The Avalanche comes out from Sakari. Russ gets a double kill, looking for a third. He gets the third, he gets the Tetra.
Tetra kill.
Great play from Russ there. Exactly what we're accustomed to seeing from him. Amazing carry mechanics. And awesome teamwork there. Great coordination from SG to take everybody out and lose nobody.
The mortal team has
and that will almost certainly be the end of the game. Mina's up in about 5 seconds, but there isn't much she can do by herself.
I don't think they have enough time to finish the game.
I think they might go for it here.
And
yeah,
try.
They will. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I
they're
think
chunking it.
Yeah.
They will finish it here, and SG will advance to the finals to take on BOB.
There we go. I was waiting for it to be official, but well played by Surreal Gaming, and GG to both teams. I think that RE.NA put up a very valiant effort.
They did, and they're very tired, so...